there is you're basically trying to push through a bill in the name of Botham Jean. Botham Jean, I've had his mother on my show before. I'm sure you all know this story. He was shot and killed in his own home, eating ice cream, watching television by a woman named Amber Geiger, who basically is only getting 10 years in jail. She has now appealed that, so she might get less time in jail. And this is the person who, of course, got a hug and a Bible in the courtroom. But tell us about this bill, which I think is really important in the name of Botham Jean.
Thank you, Clay, for asking. Botham Jean was a great man, 26-year-old accountant who is well regarded here. I believe that now is the time to pass this monumental legislation on police reform. HB 929, House Bill 929, affectionately called Bo's Law, has this special number because his mother, Allison Jean, asked if the number could be his birthday. As you know, many of your audience in the world over knows that he was killed. He was killed by an off-duty police officer over 2 years ago on September 6th. And September 29th, though, is his birthday, and that's the bill number that we've assigned to this bill. Bo's Law is going to do 4 things in this bill. It strengthens the castle doctrine. We want to make sure that people have the right to protect their home, their property, but it also addresses mistake of fact. You can't claim to think it was your home and kill someone in their home. This castle doctrine, or in some states, it's referred to as stand your ground, is used by many attorneys like George Zimmerman. In the Trayvon Martin case, it was used successfully. We've got to stop this in the state of Texas, so no one will be able to use that they thought it was their property, they thought it was their car, and they used lethal force on someone. The other 2 components to the bill address the body cams, that individuals must turn on, their police officers must turn on their body cams, and they must keep them on. Now, in many police departments, the body cam comes on automatically when the siren is initiated, or if there's a gunshot within 100 feet. As a former mayor, I'm proud to say that the city where I became the first African-American mayor, we were the first city in the nation with body cams, and it served to provide, that was 2011-2012 fiscal year, and it served to provide a behavior modification tool for our law enforcement. We must change law enforcement. Most police officers are good, but there is a culture. It's not one bad apple. There is a culture that we have to eradicate from policing. Over 1,000 people are killed in America by police, 50 by stun guns. And that doesn't happen in any other industrialized nation. If there are 3 murders by police officers in the UK or Germany or Italy, the streets are filled with peaceful protesters. And that's why the world around protested when they saw Botham Jean, it's the tragic story of him losing his life. So we intend to pass this important legislation to change it so that no one else has to suffer the loss that Allison Jean and Bertrand Jean and his sister experienced.
A quick question for that. When you say their body cams must be turned on, would that have affected someone like Amber Geiger who was off duty?
Yeah. So in that case, what happened was in the vehicle, her supervisor instructed
I remember
her
that.
to turn off the camera.
Said turn it off.
Right.
Go ahead.
And
I'm sorry. I cut you
so
off.
this would affect that, and it would be a 3rd-degree felony if an officer turned their body cam off during the middle of an investigation.
At any point. Yep. You heard that. You heard that in the audio. They said turn it off, and she did. Yeah. Listen,
Absolutely.
there has to be accountability. I think about
Absolutely.
Atiana Jefferson. You know, she gets shot through the window when she's sitting there with her nephew playing video games, shot through the window. I mean, there has to be some kind of accountability, hoping that folks can think a little bit, you know. So, well, I want to thank you for coming on. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, thank you. Tatiana Jefferson, Breonna Taylor, Jonathan Price, so many others, but they all have in common that they're African American, and they all have in common that the police officers who killed them were not.
Yes. Yeah,
And there is
absolutely.
no white George Floyd out there. There is no white Botham Jean out there. There's no white Breonna Taylor. So we as Americans have to bury this Confederate spirit that ranges in our nation, and it carries the spirit of Bull Connor over and over.
Mm.